Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, and I'm very, very excited to be here to share with you the good news that I have for you today. Today, I'm speaking on introducing the God of love to America. Introducing the God of love to America. You know, throughout America's history, many acts of kindness has been expressed. Such acts have been called godly. For the most part, godly refers to emotions. I want to repeat that. For the most part, godly in these terms refers to emotions. Emotions exciting at the sound of words or what they mean. For the most part, godly refers to emotion. Emotions exciting at the sound of words or what these words mean. Reflecting on America's history, it might be safe to say that America has never known the true God of love. It is probably safe to say that America, considering America's history, America probably has never known the true God of love, the invisible God that created the earth, that among living things, including humans, may live on it. Better still, equip the earth with and having stored in it, on it, and above it, some seen, some unseen, all of the natural resources that humans will ever need throughout human existence, and have the wherewithal to create for themselves anything that their imagination can conjure up. I'm here so glad to be able to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, about this great God. In the spirit of love, there will be peace. There will be freedom. There will be prosperity. There will be joy of life, joy of living, you know what I mean? Not only that, your dreams coming true. I come to talk to you, ladies and gentlemen, of America about such a God as this. And you know what? These for everyone. Everyone. That means you. Now, of this love, humans have the ability to suffer for nothing. Food, unlimited. Clothing and shelter, unlimited. Education, unlimited, unrestricted. Healthcare, guaranteed from the womb to the tomb. Transportation, infrastructure. And as I said, whatever the imagination can conjure up. You see, the godly plan, I want to tell you about it because I know you know nothing about it, is that every human benefits from the necessary resources provided by the invisibility, provided for by God. These are the resources that I'm referring to. Thus, every individual, you and I, and every last one of us, are qualified. Listen to me well now. Each of us, you and I, every last one of us, are qualified to participate in the process of creating. You and I, now we're creating stuff. All that humankind, that's us, all that we want, all that we need, all that we desire. This process makes all of us participating humans, in one way or another, benefit from all that we have created, all that we have made. In one way or another, we benefit from it. And each of us play a part in the creative process to assure that the reservoir of goods and services has such an abundance that not one human will be absent any of it, as they need, as they want, as they desire. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? By each of us engaging our hands in it, remember this, we are working for ourselves. We are engaging our hands in it, working for ourselves as individuals and ourselves as Americans. And what we create belongs to us, we the people. For what? For the benefit of the people. So that what we need, as I've dictated it here, we have it in abundance. My friends, how more can I explain to you a God of love? Now, what is happening through this process? You and I, we are creating paradise on earth. This is the God that I choose to represent as a human being. Now, don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you something. I want to talk to you now. This is the God that I just shared with you, is the one that I'm introducing to you, Americans. This is the one that I'm introducing you, Americans, to. The God of love. Now I want to tell you about the true God of America. The true God of America, and I want you to listen as intently as you did when I was telling you about the God of love. This true God of America is a con. The true God of America is a fake. The true God of America is a man. You know, in the book, the scripture describes him as we, human beings made in the image, suggesting that man and the true God of America is man. I'm not talking about a physical man. I'm talking about what man represents. Selfish, a hater, a racist, a murderer. Does that sound like America? It sounds like the world, but does it sound like America? We don't want to go over to outside of our borders. We got enough here. A liar, a cheater, a terrorist. Oh my goodness. A warmonger, a maker of poverty, crime, and violence. Yes, my friends, this is the God of America. It is a demon creating hell on earth. Democrats trying to help America. Republicans say no way. Americans suffer from this hellishness. The big problem, America tries to do some good as she plans to act godly towards special groups and evil toward others. That's the actions of the fake. What I just explained to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the God of America. Now, I hope this thing keeps playing. I want to say just a few more things to you that's very relevant. I speak these things to you. Some of you are excited that I'm saying it. Some of you are very pissed off because I'm saying it. Now, the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying these things because I've been qualified to do exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. I was called and qualified. You know, this God of love that I just got through sharing to you, I was called, I was put in situations, I was sent across the country to share this message. I was called to come back here to this country and take the same message that you say is what you are all about, and ran for president of the United States several times with that one particular message. I didn't try to organize, raise any money, because this is not about money. That's the God of of America. I'm talking about the God of life. I'm talking about you having a life, living your dreams. I'm not talking about a slave. We are all slaves here in America. We're all human beings, slaves on earth. But what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is God wants to free you. God wants to free you. So when I ran for president, no one paid any attention to it. I was asking you to write in because you wanted this message about God so desperately that you spread the news all across the country. We could have our paradise on earth. All we got to do is listen. We can have paradise on earth. This is what that's what I would have done. That's what I was doing. But I had no takers. I had no takers. No church people, nobody. But I did because I was instructed to. And that taught me that all of you out here talking about God, it doesn't mean a thing. It taught me that all of you out here talking about God doesn't mean a thing. That's why you could have God's preachers of America over there with people who are talking about hating, talking about picking up baseball bats, talking about taking guns, going killing people, talking about taking over streets. That's the God of hell. And you got preachers over there talking about God sent the spokesman, and God did send the spokesman. The God of hell sent the spokesman. I know, because the things that I shared with you right here, and the opposite right here, this opposite thing that I say the fake God of America is totally identical to what we have. It is what we have. And what I share with you is total opposite. But what I ran on was total opposite. I ran on the God of love, and you rejected it. You got somebody coming to you 20 or 30 years later talking about the God of evil, and you can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of it. Look at the mouthpieces it's got, all in the Congress, the United States Senate, House of Representatives, governors, senators, all over the country. People praising this God of evil, praising this God of demonicness. What is it? Demonic. Praising this God of evil. And I want you to know that God of love is waiting. You know what? And it's not me representing the God of love like that. I'm just a voice to share with you the loveliness of that God. But that God is spirit. That spirit comes to those who want that spirit. That spirit will live in you and become alive in you, and you become a physical manifestation of the love of God. You come together at one, first of all, as an individual by change. You've changed. Because you've changed, you start doing things different. And then when I say you, I'm talking about all of you. Now we got a body of God taking care of the business of God. Nobody worried about going here talking about some stuff that happened, I don't know how long ago, just talking about stuff that happened. Who cares a heck about happening years and years and years ago if it doesn't help us today? If it doesn't help us today, and if it helps us today, we probably will have a different, fellowshipping together, because people will be excited about what they're doing. They won't just be in there testifying and going to sleeping on the telephones. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've given you something. I'm telling you right now, I'm offering you God to be exercised and experienced by you, through you, for the world, becoming a real light. And I'm telling you, it exposed this demonic stuff that's happening in America. It's straight up demonic. It is straight up from the pit of hell. The stuff that's going on in America is straight up from the pit of hell. What Joe Biden and the Democrats are really trying to do, it's a little, what you call kindness. It's what we call feel-good stuff. It's not representing God. Representing God means doing the right thing. And here, let me tell you the difference. But surely let me give you the difference between what I'm telling you that represent God and they. What they are telling you that represent God will tell you that it separates you. Some of you got to be slaves. Some of you got to be whatever the stuff that you're in order for them to be lifted where they are lifted. And that is their representation. The God of love that I tell you about, everybody's lifted. Nobody's down. Nobody's on anybody's shoulder. We're all walking in love with God lifting us. Well, you can do what you want to with it. I tell you, I ain't playing no games with you, and I hope you don't play no more games with yourselves, because what is ahead of you with the Republicans and the Democrats and Donald Trump is something you don't want to be in. If you want to be in it, I don't want you to be in it. So I'm going to do everything I can to keep you out of it. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.